Purple Daily is daily Vikings entertainment. We just want the Vikings to win a Super Bowl before we die.
I will ride with this group.
Seriously, man. Please.
And away we go.
All right, sorry we're a little late here. We were torching the Twins again over on the Scorner Twin Show for trading. Could you imagine if in football someone sent us a Feedback Friday email to the Purple Daily section of the inbox? What would it be like? Like, what's the NFL equivalent? There isn't one. Can you imagine trading 40% of your... You'd have to literally trade 20 guys off your 53-man roster at the, whatever it is, like the November 1st trade deadline. And then find guys to step in. And, all right, we got 10 guys on the practice squads. We need 10 more guys from the CFL. Well, can you come over here?
Yeah, I was going to say from a salary cap standpoint, right? It would just be... I don't know how you do it like that quickly.
Yeah, I mean, it's impossible to do it in baseball, but the Twins found a way. So if you, there's a lot of people that are Purple Daily and Vikings fans that care zero about the Twins, but if you do care, the last couple days on the Scorner Twin Show, we've got you covered with just an historically crazy deadline for them. One of the biggest fire sales in the history of Major League Baseball. Declan's been leading our Scorner Twin Show, so we got a YouTube channel there you can check out. Before we get into some Feedback Friday here on Purple Daily, where we are live every single Friday just after 10 o'clock a.m. Central Time, let's make a journey to Quick Trip. I went there the other day again. It's like my fourth stop at Quick Trip during training camp.
I followed you. Yes, I did.
I got they have those little like ham deli sandwiches with the little buns.
That's what I got.
And you can just pound them in your car when you're going.
That's exactly what I did.
You can't just pound a 6-pack of Glazers like I do every time. It doesn't matter what time of day. Just a 6-pack of Glazers, man.
No. But I did stop by because it's very close to where the Vikings train, and I did the exact same thing. In fact, what I got was a turkey sandwich with some cranberry. It was absolutely outstanding.
And you know what? Almost grabbed that one.
Yeah. And here's the best part, though. So not only did I grab a sandwich that was great, I grabbed a pop, I grabbed some chips, but I also then went to the register. And you know what? Most convenience stores at that time of day, there's a long line, right? And there's one harried person behind the counter who you feel bad for, but it's like, can we go quicker? If I'm not mistaken, with Quick Trip, it was 4 registers, all manned with people, all ready to go. And that's the difference between your ordinary run-of-the-mill, boring convenience store, which frustrates you, especially if you're impatient like I am, and a convenience store that's really a grocery store that gets what you need. Customer service, it is outstanding, and it's just another of a multitude of reasons why a stop at Quick Trip makes so much sense. I think I'll stop again today.
Let's go. We got Feedback Friday here. We will bring the snake draft of the week back after a week or two hiatus. The Vikings were not practicing yesterday, so Judd's Camp Notes will be observing again starting today. We'll do a weekend Judd's Camp Notes again. But let's start with Jackson Riggins, who wants to know who would be the favorite for the Mr. Mankato Award right now through the first week and a half of training camp practice. So like third round pick or later, undrafted guys, non-established NFL players that are under the radar. Who do you think?
That's a very good question. We've only had 2 padded practices, so have not had a ton to look at really in effective drills yet. I think Ty Felton would be in the mix.
Okay.
And this is, by the way, this is a very small sample size of practices in which we've seen a lot, right? But I would say that Ty Felton is in the mix. I'm trying to think of edge rushers who have emerged, but it feels like those guys are more ensconced in their jobs.
Well, I would say I'm looking at our we put together, you had a Mr. Mankato watch list like 2 weeks ago.
Yep.
And I'll give you a few here. So Tyrion Ingram Dawkins, the 5th round pick from Georgia, is running with the second team defensive line. Mm-hmm. So he's pretty raw. Injuries early in his college career, only 900 snaps in 4 years at Georgia. But he was a big-time RAS score guy, relative athletic score.
Love the RAS.
It's a 0 to 10, 10 being perfect. You are the most athletic in terms of measurement player ever. He was a 9.85 RAS guy, which ranked 29th out of almost 2,000 defensive tackles dating back to 1987 for combine measurements. And so they've thrown him right in there with Levi Drake Rodriguez and Jalen Redmond with that second team defensive line, the 3-down linemen. I mean, my guy Gabe Murphy has been running with the twos and flashing. It's the second team edge rushers are essentially Gabe Murphy and Dallas Turner, and they are wreaking some havoc.
Dwight McLaughlin, did we put him back on the list as well? Because he's been outstanding. He's a UDFA 2024, but he didn't play a ton. I think he's more of a special teams guy last season.
He didn't make the watch list because I don't know. I think we've
experience.
Probably technically, like if we were doing by the rules, I don't think he played enough snaps on defense. Okay. He's a special teams guy, so he's the obvious one, right?
Yep.
Zemiah Vaughn.
It's a good one.
Yeah, but the thing with those guys is I need to see a little bit more. Like that's the thing. It's not just the practices; it's the padded practices, and we've only seen 2 thus far. I feel like we need a handful of those, which I think we will have by the time we get to the night practice on Monday to really gauge this one. But if we can throw McLaughlin in, he would lead. Bo Richter actually also getting some run as an edge rusher with the second team. They're sort of changing those guys out. So there's about 3 or 4 guys, second team that sort of rotate in and get looks. Richter is one of those, and he will make the roster because he's so good at special teams.
Yeah,
as well.
and what happens, I think, sometimes is like if Dallas Turner is out there with the first team defense, if they're using 3 edge rushers and some of their must pass looks, and then if they do a couple of those plays, he might come off the field as the second team defense comes in, and then it's Bo Richter and Gabriel Murphy, maybe. So they are, yeah. I mean, so Bo Richter is like mixing in and flirting with the second team defense. I think that's fair to say. Kobe King has been getting a little run with the second team defense, the 6th round pick out of Penn State. So that's someone to keep an eye on. But
yeah, I would say among the guys who have flashed, McLaughlin for sure, Gabe Murphy maybe a little bit, but again, this goes back to we need more competitive periods, especially with those guys, to make a judgment.
Yeah, and we'll get there. Let's see here. Let's go to Brian North. 2-part comment. He says, first, I loved the interview with Warren Sharp earlier this week. Just getting in depth with a host of topics. I'd love to hear you guys flesh out the Vikings being the number 1 ranked front 7 by his metrics and how that could end up propelling this team further this year. He has a second comment too, but I'll just stop there. What are your thoughts on this front 7 and what you've seen the first couple weeks of camp and how that could propel them in the regular season?
Oh, I absolutely love it. Are you kidding? Like this is the interior of that line now are the final pieces. The pieces are in place. When you watch the push, it's real. Javon Hargrave and Jonathan Allen healthy will change how you feel about this line. Brian Flores can now unleash the fury that he envisions. And look, he found ways to do it previously, so he's done a good job. I'm not saying that he hasn't, but I think now this is the full Flores experience. And Phil, I mean, when you watch that line in team drills, like, and I'm talking 1v2 for defense or 1v1, with what they're capable of and like the intelligence of guys and the stunting and all of that. I am very, very high on what this line can bring, and I think they're going to be a real problem in the pass game. You know, the run game is difficult, a little bit difficult to tell because the run game, again, in training camp is you get the ball, you got some thuds and stuff, but you don't really have the full experience. But as far as the pass game goes and what they're going to bring from a push standpoint, and I mean, you're coming right through that A gap, baby. Like there ain't no time to think anymore.
Football.
You know what scene in a Road Trip when Tom Green wants the snake to eat the mouse? Unleash the fury, and they will play that like at wild games or like other like hype events. We need the unleash the fury on the 3rd and 8.
Come on, Javon.
With the defense on the field.
Come on, Javon. Unleash the fury.
Deadbolt the lock on that A gap there. Yeah, it makes such a big difference. I don't know that it's going to decrease the amount of blitzes that Flores sends because he has had he's had good interior pass rush at previous stops, and they still blitz 40% of the time. But it'll just make it a lot harder for the opposing offensive line to deal with the different things that are coming at you. 100%. And then the second thing from Brian North here is, it's like hearing nails on a chalkboard when I hear fans say that the Vikings should just keep Jefferson out with that hamstring until week 1. First, that's not how football works. You got to have chemistry, timing, etc. Second, do we think the Vikings are just going to be like, sure, let's have our franchise player come back super early to practice against the Patriots? Like, duh, these guys are going to be cautious. Just seems like unnecessary fodder when players get hurt. Like, what is the middle ground here for when Jefferson should?
I feel this is aimed at me, not fans, because I've been saying I would not practice him until you're absolutely positively sure. And look, I do agree. It helps that McCarthy and Jefferson worked on chemistry in the OTAs, the mini camps, and then in July when they worked together. But that being said, I'm also a big proponent of making sure that that he is set to go. Like, a mild hamstring strain can become a major problem very quickly. We are supposed to get, so according to what O'Connell told us last week, Jefferson was going to be reevaluated this week. O'Connell talks today, and I'm going to race out there once we're done. So hopefully we get an update. But ideally he comes back. But I'm just saying, you're not going to rush it. And yeah, I guess I disagree a little bit. First of all, I think this is the way that football works, as far as you don't take chances. And Justin Jefferson's importance, the most important date for him is the opener. It's not like, did you build chemistry? I'd love to see him play, and I think it would help. But if the question is, what's the most important time that Justin Jefferson is 100% full go? Monday night, Soldier Field.
Yeah, I agree, and he would then get that full week of practice. I don't think they would ever not practice him in the week leading up, like the game plan for the Bears leading up to that Monday night game.
Agreed.
So no matter what, if they hold him out until week 1, it wouldn't be his first time on a field. Like, he would be practicing that whole week. And you're right, they got a lot of great work in. It'd be more concerning if he had missed all of the OTAs or skipped them because they're voluntary, but he was there. He was there being a leader. Brian Van Gelder chimes in here via the Score North app, the feedback tab. Thank you so much to the entire Score North team for the daily content. I'm a math teacher in Arizona. I'm an Iowa native, and this is how I stay in touch with my team. Love the detailed analysis, Thursday, camp notes, as well as all the fun you guys have. I listened all summer, but now that school is back in session, I'm relegated to listening during my planning period only. I look forward to it every day, even though it slows down my grading process for the students. Keep the amazing stuff coming. Just one before we die.
I know we talked the other day about school starting after Labor Day in Minnesota and how tough that is. I always forget other parts of the country are back in school. Oh, you're talking about the school back to school shopping. How insane it's in your face about that type of stuff. I do forget that other parts of the country do start school in August. Like that is nuts.
Do they get more off days throughout the year, or are they just done in early May?
They're done in May.
Yeah, they're done in May.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. And off days now it's unbelievable. Like, compared to my youth, off days now, I mean, they are plentiful. Well, and you can do the virtual days if there's snow now, which would be terrible.
Well, that's kind of BS, because a snow day was a snow day back in the day, right?
Well, and snow days still should be snow days.
It's like, that's a snow day, kind of. You still have to be at your computer.
But what is a virtual? Do kids pay attention on those days? Yeah. So it's you sit in front of your computer, you probably call up a different like a game or something, right? And
I believe so. My baby brother-in-law, he just graduated high school, and his 8th grade and freshman year were still coming out of the pandemic, so still virtual learning for the majority before they finally went back to full time. And I think he was saying even because he did driver's ed virtually, because that was right at the heart of the pandemic. So he did driver's ed through the computer, not in person. Okay. And he had to have his camera on at all times. You can't turn the camera off. You got to be present. Whole thing.
Sure.
So when he took his actual driver's test, was it a simulator, or was he in an actual car?
It was Gran Turismo. It was Need for Speed. He just had to sit there and
Grand Theft Auto.
Yeah.
I hit a few pedestrians and rolled the car over a bridge, but
no, don't pick up the prostitute. Keep going. Keep going. Don't do that. Don't do that.
Paul Iniguez chimes in, the official Score North meteorologist. Paul here. who wants to point out that today is the 24th anniversary of the passing of Corey Stringer. While it's not very hot today, it is a good reminder to everyone. Please make sure to check on your own and others' well-being during the summer and not succumb to the heat. It is crazy, man. It's been almost a quarter century since Corey Stringer died at training camp.
And you think about how much that changed ultimately. It took some time, but how much it changed football practices and hydration thoughts. And like it's been an evolving process since then. But I mean, we are now to a point where those practices, if you went back to the day that tragically Corey died and watched that practice compared to now, heat or no heat, it's a different world.
And they were doing oftentimes full-on two-a-days, like padded practices a couple times a day and very minimal water breaks. So now if you go to, you'll see this if you go out to a Vikings practice, they have the scoreboard shows you like what session they're in or what do they call them? Sessions or whatever
we call them periods in football.
Periods, right?
Yeah, we call them periods. We usually do 11. Sometimes we do 14 like we did a couple days ago.
Yeah. And some of those are like built-in water breaks. And then they also have these like, I don't know, like intern trainers walking around literally with just like a 6-pack of Gatorade water bottles. Yeah. And they're just, the whole practice, they're just offering the water to people. So it's very different.
Yeah. If you go out, and that's a good point, and watch a practice on the scoreboard, which looks like a high school scoreboard, in the middle, they've got the period. So like it'll change, and the time. So like a water break, I think is 2 minutes. And then on the left-hand side, where I think the home or guest score is, it's the period that they're in. Mm-hmm. And then on the right-hand side, it's how many plays have been accomplished.
In that
It took
period.
me a long time to figure that out.
And then sometimes they flip the whole scoreboard to like a 2-minute drill, and they'll put a hypothetical score. It's 21-20.
Good call.
There's a minute 10 on the clock. You got one timeout, and it'll start counting down from there. So, all right, John Newman has we got a couple criticisms here that we'll get to on the Feedback Friday today. Mm-hmm. John Newman says, I really like your show, and I've been watching it on YouTube for a good part of the last 3 years, but I do have a complaint. It's mainly about the show in the off season. With the exception of Judd's camp notes, the show is getting really stale. I watch the show, then I go back, look at myself in the mirror, and see a purple stain around my face, purple on my tongue, stained from purple Kool-Aid that I've been drinking by consuming this show every day. Don't get me wrong, I love a little purple Kool-Aid. It's delicious and it's a refreshing drink, but I don't want to drown in purple Kool-Aid. I think you need to bring on some outside perspective to your show to help liven it up a little bit. Now, I know you had Ross Tucker on a few months back, and I was one of the guys that slammed your feedback inbox with vitriol over his appearance because you guys didn't even push back against it. So here's what's funny. John wants us to bring on like people who think the Vikings aren't going to be good and just fight with them, I guess, which, okay. I live in the Tampa area, and the local radio station in Tampa is constantly bringing on radio people from the hometowns of other teams, especially in the division, to ask about what is that reporter hearing about the Vikings and talk about the teams in the division. Maybe you could do something similar now and again. Just a thought. Keep up the good work.
I'll let you explain that, Phil. We actually have tried these things before.
Yes, we have. In fact, the first year it was just us three in 2020. I think one of my things was, I'll bring on the opposing beat writer of that week. And I think
Every
we
Thursday.
did it. And I think we did it for, we didn't even make it the whole season. I think we did it like 10 weeks, maybe even 8-9 weeks. And we were like, you know what? Not really necessary. Necessary.
The numbers tanked. And these are like, we'd bring on like the ESPN beat writers. We'd go get like other like entertaining people from radio stations and stuff. And it's funny because the feedback we got there, the numbers would tank on those episodes. And number two, people are like, who's this person? Like, why are you bringing this person on your show? So we've tried to bring on more guests throughout this off season. I think to some mixed reviews from you guys, the audience. Oftentimes when we have guests on, the numbers are just kind of worse than if it's the three of us idiots talking. Or Thor, like people love Thor. And people love the Kilborn episodes when we bring on, I think he's only been on like twice on Purple Daily. But yeah, keep sending ideas.
Nate Tice did. I think that was a universally loved one. From what we have gathered, I'll speak for us three. you, the audience, do not like when national people kind of have some more criticisms of the Vikings, which I think is fine. If you come here to drink your purple Kool-Aid, all good. I think we're also, though us three are more of a rational, balanced show than we are just guzzling and doing keg stands of purple Kool-Aid, which I do in my free time. But I think we have noticed that, especially in the last few months, especially Phil and I combing through feedback and comments, that you guys don't really prefer that type of analysis.
Yeah. Also, it is funny because we've been getting some of these this summer about like you're way too positive on the Vikings, on JJ McCarthy, and it wasn't that long ago, like maybe a year and a half ago, where we would get notes from people that were mad that we would just rip on Kirk Cousins and the direction of the franchise. And so I think, I don't know, Judd, I'll throw it to you to put a bow on this, but like we speak our minds. We don't like, we're not coming on here maybe like other radio shows in the Twin Cities saying we're going to lie to the audience to be positive, to pump false hope, right? Like we're just giving our opinions, and as of right now, we're all like pretty high on the Vikings. We think it's over 8.5. We think the defense is awesome, and we love the Kevin O'Connell, JJ McCarthy potential. Like it's just more of a positive vibe than maybe it was 2 years ago on the show.
As far as I can tell, they did a very good job starting in free agency, right? They addressed needs. They got guys that definitely should help. Look, if it doesn't work and it falls apart or McCarthy is terrible, we'll talk about that. But I've always struggled. So, because, I mean, I know it's going to shock you. I'm predisposed to be critical, but I also have to see things to be critical of, right? Like if the Vikings had stood pat and hadn't done a thing, then I'd be like, well, that's not very good. We've been begging them to draft a quarterback high and play said quarterback for how long? So yeah, look, I mean, and if you want to hear us torch a team, just go watch the Twin Show right now. So like, there's plenty to torch in this town on occasion, but the Vikings look like they're going in a positive direction, which by the way, also could be incredibly fun. And it's more fun to have fun than to bitch and moan about a team that's not good.
I mean, they're certainly not one of like the 4 or 5 top Super Bowl favorites until you see more from the quarterback.
Yeah.
But they just won 14 games with Sam Darnold as their starting quarterback.
Yep.
And they got better personnel-wise after the season.
Yes. And, you know, I'll say this. Do you know how you've got tornado warnings, which means, well, it now means the conditions are ripe. It used to mean there was a tornado scene, which is what it should be. Yeah. But there's also a tornado watch, which is the conditions are ripe for this to happen, so be sky aware. Well, I'll tell you what, there is a Kevin O'Connell watch, and we've referenced this before. Like, it's time to win a playoff game. So if you want the honest assessment, and I don't think this would be said everywhere, it's go time on a playoff win. Mm-hmm. But I think it's fair to talk about that without saying Kevin O'Connell sucks right now. So, like, those are the things. Like, be purple aware that there is a growing consternation of the fact that this team's now been to the playoffs twice with Kevin, and it's been a dud.
Yeah. To that point, 903i says that, they won 14 games, and still no one really thought they were going anywhere in the postseason. Yeah, because they weren't supposed to win 14 games. They were supposed to win like 7 according to Vegas. They doubled it, and then they weren't a true 14-win Super Bowl contender at the end of the day.
And the Rams loss was not a pleasant show. Mm-hmm. Like, it's not like we fought about it. It's not like we celebrated that loss or something. So the end of the season was not pleasant.
Yeah. These Feedback Friday shows all throughout the next couple months are presented by the Minnesota Renaissance Festival, which is also powering Judd's camp notes throughout training camp here. The Minnesota Renaissance Festival is back in a couple of weeks here, starting August 16th. So weekends, 9 a.m. to 7 p.m. from August 16th through the end of September, plus Labor Day. And you can face off against fearsome Vikings in epic battles. Yeah, go to their website and see what that's all about. You can throw axes, wield swords, watch live armored combat jousting. We're hoping to get Judd involved in some live armored combat jousting. We're going to give your opponent one of those actual jouster things.
Too late.
We'll give you one of the tasty turkey legs to battle him with.
Yeah, no, that's not going to happen.
I'll have a pint and just watch from the sidelines, from the stands.
You know what? I'll join you. I'll run away and join you.
Great for the family. There's over 50 games, rides, and attractions, and just all kinds of fun things happening at the Minnesota Renaissance Festival. You can find out more information about tickets and scheduling at renaissancefest.com. That's renaissancefest.com. Also, if you haven't already done so, maybe you're new to Purple Daily, maybe Judd's Camp Notes brought you in and you're stumbling into this. Welcome in. We're super excited for the season. You can help the show continue to grow by clicking the like button and the subscribe button on the Purple Daily YouTube channel, and also a 5-star rating and a positive review on Apple and Spotify on the audio side. So thank you to everyone who is a part of this awesome podcast community, this Vikings community. We love you guys. Back to the feedback. Jim Larson. Reflecting on yesterday's conversation about Brian Flores sending exotic blitzes at JJ McCarthy, could this be part of the reason Flores had issues with quarterbacks in Miami? Clearly his philosophy is to send pressure as often as the head coach allows, but what happens when he is the head coach? I could see a world where Tua complained about this and Flores told him to suck it up. It's reckless speculation, but it does seem plausible. I mean, I could see it. If you're a young quarterback, like, dude, can you just, my God, dude. And then Flores saying you're soft. Yep. Can't handle these blitzes.
That's 100%.
You're never going to make it.
Well, and look, I think not every defensive coach who gets a head coaching job, because I don't think they're all wired the same, okay? But let's take Brian Flores and Zimmer. They are defensive guys. They want defensive toughness, and the defensive lifestyle is a very different lifestyle. Like, they're attackers, and they are always trying. I mean, the offense is their prey, and they got to get their prey to eat, right? We got to eat
Football.
And now offensive linemen are a little bit like that, but skill position guys on offense, they ain't like that. And so Zimmer and Flores, in my opinion, are predisposed to hate quarterbacks. They hate them. I'm not saying they don't. And I think
I think they want a certain personality. They don't hate all quarterbacks. They want like a toughness and a leadership quality.
I think
if you're kind of complaining and you're kind of a beta personality, that's not going to jive.
But look at what O'Connell's doing, though, like with quarterbacks. Look at the attention. I mean, we see it in practice, Phil. Look at the attention he's paying to McCarthy, right? And it's like he's nurturing him. Like, it's out in the wild. He's like the mama bear. He's nurturing this guy, and defensive guys are just like, I don't know if I want
that image.
I'm just telling you, it's a very different lifestyle. It's very, very different.
Mama bear.
He's like mama bear. He's like nurturing him.
That's
and he's
not at all
him.
The dynamic between Kevin and JJ.
He's nurturing him, I think.
He's coaching him. He's teaching him.
But
you're making it sound like the quarterback is super soft and weak and needs his
what I'm saying is he's a little bear. He's a cub. He's a cub right now.
No, he's not. He's dropping F-bombs at 30-year-old teammates.
Well, a cub can drop an F-bomb. All I'm saying is I think defensive guys like these guys are predisposed to hate QBs, and I think that does. I think that note makes a ton of sense.
Yeah, the logic in the note
I like
for
the logic.
sure. And Tua, I'm not going to say soft, but like cold weather, a problem, injuries, a problem. And and some of that's just not his fault, like the concussions, whatever. Like, he's just predisposed to that. But
look at Zimmer. He liked one guy. He liked Teddy. But I mean, and Case Keenum, by the way, did not strike me as a soft human being, and he couldn't stand him because he felt he got lucky. Yeah. And then they brought in Kirk, and he couldn't stand Kirk for obvious reasons of clashing. But I mean, there's just a lot of things there that I think it's why it helps to get. But you know what? To contradict myself, it sounds like Ben Johnson being a massive hard ass with Caleb.
Yeah, that's going to be a really interesting dynamic there in Chicago. The whole thing feels busty to me. The whole thing. Well, it's a week and a half into training camp, but yeah, the Ben Johnson's personality and style and what he wants in an offense, and Caleb Williams' style, and like Caleb Williams has played 4% of his snaps going back to college under center, and Ben Johnson runs a system that requires a lot of under center and
Thor
action stuff.
Thor freaking called this 4 months ago,
dude. Let's go to Rob Wilson here. The Vikings have posted videos of CJ Ham's daughter and wife mic'd up at training camp. There's no way they would cut CJ Ham after doing that, right? Have you guys seen him putting in any reps with the first team at training camp? Does the sports dad think they will keep CJ Ham around this year?
Yeah, I'd call him a lock right now. And yes, he definitely is. Like they don't use a fullback full time. CJ Ham is not being cut. CJ Ham, in fact, will be a captain again. So that is, like, I don't know if it's because Vikings Entertainment Network is necessarily miking people up that's going to save his job. But I think we can say among the players that Kevin O'Connell loves, CJ Ham is high on that list.
Yeah, they want to think about this too. They want to run the ball, if not more often, which I think they will, more effectively for sure. And part of that is just putting heavier personnel packages on the field. So there's been I don't want to talk in detail about like personnel packages at camp because I don't think they love that, but there's been a lot of like first team offense, full team drill, 11 on 11, 21 personnel, meaning 2 running backs, CJ Ham being one of them, and a tight end. And then they run a lot of 2 tight end, 12 personnel too, which they tried to do more often last year. But when you've got a young quarterback, you want to run the ball more. You're trying to just be better in the run game in general. Well, having CJ Ham as a lead blocker out there is something that's probably a lever that they're looking to pull. So yeah, I'm with you. I mean, I think he's a lock. I've gone from the last 3 years, I'm like, oh, this is the year where they finally save the $3 million. No, they love him. He's a leader. He's a veteran, and I've come around 180 degrees on this too.
Guy works his ass off.
And there's no other fullback in camp, and I don't think any of the other tight ends that are like undrafted free agents would step in and fill that spot. So
I agree.
Richie Rich chimes in with a little criticism here, and I think he starts this message unironically with, "I hope this message finds you well." I don't get the sense that he's like playing into our hatred for her. I think he's just sending
he's not in on the joke?
I don't know if he's in on the joke or not, but he says, "I hope this message finds you well." Well, Richie, what if it doesn't? Are you going to feel bad? What if this message found me in a state of anxiety and fetal position?
You know, I'll say this. This smoke is starting to take its toll on me.
It is, me too. Like, my eyes,
my head sort
burning.
of hurts.
Yeah, dude.
And I didn't drink last night. And my eyes definitely burn. And now I'm curious if we're going to get the full expected session outside at practice today.
It is. It's the AQI is, I think, still over 160 here in the Twin Cities.
I just saw a tweet or a news report tweet from, I think it was Fox 9, that said, we right now have some of the worst air in the world.
Yep.
Yeah. Yep. So Richie Rich,
I'm not well.
Your email did not find us particularly well.
No.
Quite frankly. Also, the Twins just traded 40% of their team. We're dealing with that. But he said, "I just wanted to say that just because you can record cheesy and obnoxious sound bites doesn't mean that you should. 20 minutes and 37 Judd's camp notes or more Vikings news in one episode, and I find myself wanting to either veer left into oncoming traffic or right off of a bridge. Seriously, please find a way to pull the audience so I can stop thinking dark thoughts while I try to keep up with my favorite team. I enjoy all the news and talkers and most of the ways you guys try to keep the conversation fun, but the purposely annoying sound bites combined with the frequency they are used make me want to die."
First of all, Richie Rich, I hope you do not do that. That sounds really bad. Don't please. But if you're going to either veer off a bridge or go into incoming traffic, take the bridge route, because it'd be very unfair for us to be involved in the death of additional people.
Yeah, are we liable?
So
cause of death.
So if you must veer off a bridge,
stress and anxiety from Judd's camp note sounders. We want more camp notes.
Run a poll. Put it on the poll. Find out from we got people watching.
Well,
right now.
it looks like people are chiming in the YouTube comment section. Should we stop doing the cheesy and annoying sound bites for Judd's camp notes and latest Vikings news? Should we keep them going or should we stop them? Are they driving you guys crazy?
Caden says scale back a bit.
Scale back a little bit?
Mm-hmm.
We could scale back a little bit. A lot of people are saying never stop.
It's your hand on the button, so
but if you guys and the audience hate the sound bites,
I don't hate them, but I'm just saying it's like you are in control.
Got any more camp notes, Judd?
Come on. Football.
Latest Vikings news.
I find it to be sort of funny, so
You see last night, by the way, we're back.
No, I did not watch a second of it. Did Trey Lance look good?
He looked awesome, dude. I think he was perfect completion percentage in the first half.
Chris
Collinsworth trying to tell Lions fans and media, even though the Lions didn't play any of their actual players, like, I know there's be a temptation to write about how bad they looked here tonight. But then they interviewed all of the Hall of Famers, like Jared Allen was on for a while telling stories, and Sterling Sharp was on. It was a good time. Here's a guy.
Didn't watch a second of it. Was too busy trying to digest the Twins' 87 roster moves.
The 87 roster moves?
Well,
I thought you meant like 1987.
No.
The last
Like
time they
the
were
90 roster moves, whatever you want to say. They made so many, it took me a while, and then of course I had to pen something for the Substack, so I never got around to football.
We'll look through the unofficial poll here and see if we do continue with the Judd's Camp Notes Sounders or not. It'll depend on what gets said in the YouTube comment section here. Alex Nankervis says, someone please tell Judd, Sam Howell hater Judd, that the Vikings literally sought him out via trade. He threw for 4,000 yards on a putrid Commanders team. We all know that environment makes a lot for quarterbacks. I just think we're being a bit tough on a backup that the Vikings literally sought out. Sam Howell is a gunslinger, a poor man's Baker Mayfield. Have some faith. Skol.
Not sure everybody in the building was on the same page on Sam Howell. I mean, they needed a backup. They had gotten sort of at the point of, we got to get somebody, right? Like their goal was.
He was not their first option for QB2. He was not their second option for QB2. Yeah.
No. And so they got to a point where their goal was, and it would have made sense. And by the way, it sounds like it's not going well for him in training camp with the Colts. Daniel Jones comes back. He doesn't come back. My guess is that Ryan Tannehill, if they talked to him, if you recall a year ago, the Packers called him up and he basically was on the couch and said, I'm not coming back unless I can play. And they're like, well, no, you can't. You'd be a backup. And he's like, I'll hard pass then, right? So if he kept with that, he's clearly not going to start here. So he's out. I think it's the dollar bin store, man. I think the Vikings went to the dollar bin store and they're looking through a Flacco here and a Howell there, and they settled. But I think settled is the most important word here. I mean, this is a marriage that I don't think the Vikings are thrilled to be involved in.
It kind of felt like I think they really thought Daniel Jones was just going to come back. And maybe they didn't turn over enough stones beyond that.
And if you look at what's going on with the Colts, there's going to be a very good case that Danny Boy should have come back.
Would you accept him back into quarterback rehab school if he gets jettisoned from the Colts?
You know what's funny? I don't know that they would. I've heard at training camp now that they actually rescinded their offer at some point because the Vikings got pissed off. They're like, if you don't want to come back, that's fine. Then don't come back. So that's a really good question. I don't know if they would take him back or not. I mean, they might. So
Chester G. Sawmill says, get rid of Judd's Camp Notes. It's
Barney,
the most overrated segment in all of Score North.
Barney, they hate me.
We'll put that on the unofficial comment section poll here too. Should we get rid of Judd's Camp Notes? Is it the most overrated segment in all of Score North? Judd's Camp Notes.
Wow. You guys know that I'm affected by this, right? Like, there's a tear in my eye right now.
Oh, man.
And there's no song in my heart.
Anonymous chimed in a couple weeks ago here, and I don't know what to do with this. I'm just going to read it.
Okay.
And you guys can react to it.
Oh, boy.
Fellas, hope this note finds you well. I do think Anonymous is in on that joke, by the way. Love your show. Please don't announce my name on the air. Thought I'd drop you a little note regarding a strange phenomenon that happens every time Judd is speaking on your program. The girlfriend gets all frisky whenever Judd talks.
Hey.
She claims Judd's voice does something to her, and the beneficiary of that something, of course, is me. That makes me think that she may not be the only woman that feels this way around the sports dad. On that note, have you guys ever thought about a special Vikings training camp late night show with smooth jazz playing in the background, a hazy, smoky room, and while in one hand he's holding his spiral notepad and a sniffer of Cavassier in the other hand, Judd reads off his observations of the day in that silky, raspy voice that drives the women wild. Maybe call it Zolgad After Dark training camp notes. Judd is a sex symbol.
Wait till I tell Dawn about this.
Giggity, giggity.
Wait till
Giggity goo.
Wow, that is. I am flattered to hear that my voice helps your relationship. You know, this could be actually, if this works, it could be a job. This could be a job.
Did you ever think about, like voiceover work?
No, I've never thought about
or like
voiceover
an OnlyFans for just reading your camp notes.
This is the first time I've ever heard this. I've never even realized.
Judd OnlyFans.
I've never thought about my voice as being sultry or sexy. Hey.
Wow. So, well, Anonymous, that's super weird, but
Yep.
anything we can do to help you score at home, I guess.
Purple Daily doing yeoman's work.
Judd talking about tush pushing in that sultry voice takes it to a new level.
Wow.
Last one here, then we'll get to our snake draft of the week. Chris Manson says, I've been silent for too long on this. I understand both the bag check people and the carry-on people, but allow me to offer a superior option to this debate from a couple weeks ago.
Okay.
Don't bring anything. I flew home from working out of state for a funeral one time, brought nothing on the plane, and it changed my whole approach. Now when I go on vacation, I just go shopping once I land and buy cheap vacation clothes. Wow. This ensures I never stress about what to bring. You can get touristy with your little welcome to Vegas merchandise, whatever you want to buy. The last day, just head to the FedEx store and send your new clothes home if you want to keep them. Dex will say this is psychopathic behavior.
It is.
But it's perfect for a short vacation. Don't knock it until you try it.
You're telling me you're going to go to Vegas, all right, with nothing but the clothes on your back, which I kind of respect. I do respect this first part. Where you lose me is you then go, you buy some new clothes, whether they're touristy or just whatever you want it to be. Then, while I'm in Vegas, I have to go find a FedEx. I have to find a suitable box. I have to ship all this stuff.
Well, FedEx has the boxes.
But you still have to buy it? Why don't I just bring a bag with me and I take the bag back?
I'll say this, all right? So my wife and I have done a hybrid version of this on a Vegas trip before, where we still packed stuff, but in order to pack stuff in just one small carry-on,
we do that.
The Vegas Strip has two. You ever heard of Ross? Ross
clothing.
It's like a
discount. It's like a
used
Nordstrom
clothes
rack.
or whatever. Yeah.
Yep. I know what Ross is.
And you can go into Ross. There's two locations in the middle of the strip, and you can there's like a swimming trunk section.
Yep.
If you need a button-up shirt for a nice little dinner, you go get one for $10. Mm-hmm. And we've done that before. Let's just pack light. We'll go to Ross, get a nice little Ninja Turtles pair of swim trunks.
I'm super intrigued by this. Mm-hmm. I've never I've thought of it, but then I sort of like this.
You get on the plane. You get on the plane with a backpack, so you can put your toiletries in there or whatever, your toothbrush and stuff. And you just hop on the plane.
I mean, every time we've traveled, we do bring one big suitcase, and it's just our stuff. Now we might also bring a smaller carry-on, or I'll bring a backpack or something. But we always.
But he's saying
we always pack together. But I know what he's saying. Yes.
But he's saying if you're on a boys' trip, bachelor party, so you're probably going solo, right? I think you'd have to be willing to sacrifice the clothes.
Yeah. So by the way,
I'm not FedExing them back. No way.
I did for this particular occasion. I needed a button-up shirt and I needed some swim trunks. I kept the swim trunks and I still have the swim trunks. And yes, they are Ninja Turtle swim trunks.
I mean, you can wear them
Rosin.
home. You can wear
I
them
left the
on plane.
button-up shirt because I was like, it was like $10, and I'm probably never gonna wear this again. It didn't fit that great, whatever. You just, I don't know. We left it with a note for like the hotel, say donate this or whatever. I don't know. Maybe that's the.
Oh,
wrong
you
thing
left
to
a
do.
note?
Yeah.
Oh, I would just leave it on a hanger,
Like,
or
it's
just,
yours if you want it,
or just bundle it up and throw it in a corner. I'm really intrigued.
Moshing Ginger says, I like to call it Ross Vegas. That's great. So there's different ways. I like it. There's a third option here from Chris for packing for a trip.
But I am not sending things back to myself. I am not.
Yeah.
That's a bridge.
That's
too
a
far.
step,
I'm not
especially
going
in Vegas. Like, it's just,
and you're gonna
I
find a FedEx, and like Declan said, you're gonna purchase a box. Like the joy of this exercise is the irresponsibility, right? Like,
and if you can find clothes for like under $50, then you'd be fine. Because if you're, unless you're like a Delta or if you're status, you get the free. But if you were gonna pay $50 or $25 for a bag, anyways,
Right.
check a bag. I don't know. Are you guys ready for a snake draft here?
Yes. Just trying to find the order because we haven't done it in a while.
It's been a minute. Yeah, I could dig through here while you look for the previous stats and before we dive into this snake draft. So starting next week, it's funny. I saw a comment here earlier, like 30 minutes ago, saying, "Wait, Mackey's 40. He looks like he's 55." And you know what? That's mean, but it's not entirely untrue. And so I am really happy and fortunate. I found Game Day Men's Health a couple months ago, and we'll talk more about this throughout the coming weeks on Purple Daily. But I'll tell you what, like turning 40, sometimes I feel like I'm 50. Decreased energy, mental fog, stubborn weight, and just not feeling like I did. And many of you guys can probably relate 10, 15 years ago. Game Day Men's Health is modern men's health care where men go to reclaim energy, confidence, vitality, no judgment, just solutions. They offer weight loss solutions, testosterone replacement therapy, which I will tell you, I'm not embarrassed to tell you. I was like, I don't have low testosterone. Or I'm doing pretty well.
Man, I'm 40.
I'm a man. I'm 40. No, I definitely was below the low threshold there. But from the moment you walk in, you're greeted with a modern sports lounge vibe, not a sterile doctor's office. The appointments and the lab results are quick. 3 locations, Edina, Minnetonka, Roseville. Check out Game Day Men's Health and take control of your health and your life. GameDayMen'sHealth.com/Purple Daily. GameDayMen'sHealth.com/Purple Daily. All right, dudes. Did you find it's been like 3 weeks, I feel like.
I did.
Since we've done Snake Draft.
I did. So, the order this week is Mackey, Judd, Dex. So Mackey first pick, Judd second pick, me third pick. Some statistics. This will be our 55th snake draft.
Wow.
Last one we did was overrated movies, which, by the way, that was the most voted on snake draft we've ever done with over 1,400 votes. I won that snake draft. Also, I've won 2 in a row, but I've also won 3 straight drafts in which I have been a part of. I sat out one for a bachelor party. So I have won in 3 straight appearances. Judd, you have not won a snake draft since May 30th of 2025 with comedy movies.
Wow, dude. What's going on?
Phil, you have 1 win since April 18th.
What's going on there?
So both of you have been struggling a little bit. I have
I'm not. My
finally
process
found
is
my
good.
swing.
I told you I'm feeling a lot worse. That's GameDayMen'sHealth.com/Purple Daily.
My process is great. It's not my fault if people aren't voting for me.
Star Wars.
You know what that
nerds.
sounds like? Sounds like Rocco Baldelli and the Twins right there. Your process. You
My
think
pro-
your process
it's
is pretty
exactly
good,
what it
right?
is. My
It's not
process
flawed.
is fantastic. My process.
Okay.
It is hilarious. You can't just trade all the players. You got to fire. No, the Twins are like, no, we like our manager. Let's trade all the players.
The exit velocity on my takes is awesome. I'm just the takes
What's
are going
the
right
launch
to
angle
field.
on your takes?
No, the takes are going right.
You're
to
getting
guys.
BAPIP'd. You're getting
Yeah,
BAPIP'd to death.
exactly right.
That's what's happening.
People are cheering for Judd in the comment section here. They believe in you. So this week's snake draft theme is in honor of the sequel to Happy Gilmore 2, which we talked about on Mackie and Judd earlier this week. Movies you'd like to see a sequel for. So movies that do not have a sequel that you feel like should have had or should at some point have a sequel.
Okay. Can I ask the question, if there's been a second, can there be a third?
No.
No?
Because there's already been a sequel.
Yeah.
Okay.
No sequel.
I think we have to shut that down.
Yeah, we can't do it.
Otherwise, I'm going to tell you I want another Rocky movie, and there's been 9. So
You want another Star Wars?
And Star Wars. We need a 14th Star Wars movie.
Titanic
Lord of the
2.
Rings. that was on my big board.
Titanic 2.
Titanic's on my big board. Not gonna lie.
That's so funny, dude.
What would the sequel to Titanic be? Just Rose sitting in a coffee shop
Survivors.
in 1920?
Yeah, probably the Survivors.
The Survivors.
And how their lives kind of intertwined.
Let's go back on a boat.
Their fear of getting anywhere within 100 yards of the ocean. So, all right, you guys ready?
Yeah.
With the number 1 overall pick, this one almost happened, according to the internet, in 2021. But then it kind of came. There's even an IMDb page for this sequel as a placeholder, and then it got shut down in 2021. I would love to see a Wedding Crashers sequel.
Oh, damn it. That's a
Wedding
great...
Crashers. I want to see, is it Vince Vaughn and Luke Wilson just 20 years older and still crashing weddings? Did they have kids who crash weddings?
They probably are teaching. I think that's probably
They're teaching. They're teaching others how to crash weddings.
Just like how Will Ferrell is, their
The Funerals was the greatest.
yeah, is their like guy that taught them. It'd be the same thing. It would be them teaching their like kids or like they'd have a school of some sort. Yeah.
The Funerals part was the greatest part of that whole thing.
I saw it in theaters at like age 12. My sister brought me with, and there's a very prominent early scene in that movie of naked ladies, and my sister was mortified that she'd made the decision to bring her 12-year-old brother to that movie.
I think you guys are right about the funeral angle being the sequel.
Yeah.
And it's almost like a spin-off and a sequel at the same time.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, and Will Ferrell at the Funerals it's one of the greatest scenes.
Yeah.
God damn you, Roger!
I'm telling you.
Roger!
All right.
All right, over to Judd, second pick here.
I'll stay on at least one of the same actors, Will Ferrell and John C. Reilly, as stepbrothers.
Oh,
Wow,
damn it, I got sniped!
dude, let's go.
Oh, I got sniped.
Step Brothers.
It is hard to find. It is hard to find
This is
films
tough.
like this that don't have sequels.
Yeah.
It is. There's a lot of because I mean, from a financial standpoint, if the production company and the movie distributors like we can milk an extra $300 million out of this, you're going to until you can't anymore. Okay.
I didn't think that'd even be on your radar, Judd.
Well,
That's a great
you
pick.
underestimated.
All right, well, let's continue down this same path then. Give me a sequel to Superbad. Give me a sequel to Superbad. Again, I don't know. Is it their kids? Is it them on some crazy adult adventure, like in their 40s now? Like,
is he still McLovin?
yeah, exactly. Exactly. There's a good one there. So I'll take Superbad with my first pick.
Okay.
All right.
Pretty good.
God.
So we're all kind of in that same era and genre. We're like 2000s comedies here with our first round.
Yeah.
Curious to see where
if
else
we
you
were
guys
going
go.
if we were going to allow, a third of a sequel, or I want a Top Gun 3. I want a third, which I think it's being discussed. I don't think it's like in
really?
production. I think there's been
the second
rumors.
one was awesome.
It was incredible. I'd also take like a prequel, like give me some early Tom Cruise and Goose situations.
It looks like Top Gun 3 is officially in development.
Oh, it is in development. Okay.
And it is scheduled. There is a first trailer out from. I don't know if
That's got to be a fan trailer.
Maybe
That's
like a
not
fake one or
We would
something.
know about that.
Yeah.
We would definitely know about that.
It's definitely in production according to, and there is an IMDb page for Top Gun 3, which means that the wheels are turning for it. Okay.
Nice. I'd take a prequel too, like Goose and Tom Cruise, like in their early days. I think that'd be sweet. It wouldn't be the same actors, but it'd be pretty cool. Or maybe it is. With my second pick, I'm just gonna take movies that I love I watch this all the time, and I think I've even used it in other snake drafts, and I just rewatched it again the other weekend. Give me a sequel to Django Unchained.
Okay.
But probably my favorite movie of all time.
Django Unchained for old Dex here. Switching genres.
Switching
there.
genres and give me another Tarantino type of Django on his next adventure.
Actually, Tarantino, not a lot of sequels, right?
Nope.
Not a big sequel guy.
No.
Old Tarantino.
Which is probably a good thing. I mean, a lot of films shouldn't have them.
Mm-hmm.
That's always such a dicey thing.
But his movies, like, they don't need sequels, but you could see sequels coming out of some Tarantino movies for sure.
But my guess is once he does them, he's done with them.
Kill Bill, right? Yeah, Kill Bill.
Yeah, Kill Bill.
Was the second one.
Yeah.
Okay, Judd, you're back on the clock for your second round pick here.
Very violent, Kill Bill. All right, I got a couple of choices here for a sequel. I am going to go with School of Rock.
Oh,
okay.
Didn't have a sequel. Did not have a sequel. Really good movie. Really fun movie.
I like Judd's.
Little Jack Black action there.
Jack Black. I like Jack Black a lot. Yeah.
Judd's kicking ass here.
I thought you might go with another Jack Black movie, The Holiday. If you wanted to see how that love story, that ensemble love story worked out.
No, I don't need love stories.
Okay. School of Rock. That's pretty good. All right. I've got the back-to-backs here to wrap the second and go into the first round. So this might be a little too niche, but it is a classic example of they left the door wide open for a sequel over 25 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
Rounders. The Matt Damon poker movie, and a bunch of like John Turturro, bunch of stars from the late 90s. So the end of Rounders, which is my favorite movie of all time, is Matt Damon, and I'm not to spoil it for those who haven't seen it in the 27 years it's been out, but Matt Damon crushes this underground cash game, gets over the top of this evil Russian guy, and he hops in a cab to go to the World Series of Poker, and it ends with him saying, "I'm taking my shot at the World Series of Poker." And you think, oh man, like, this is great. And then the poker boom happened a couple years later. And we never got a sequel. We never found out how Matt Damon did at the World Series of Poker or what he's been up to. So give me a Rounders sequel. I'm assuming you guys have not seen Rounders. You're not like big poker guys.
Saw it in the theater.
Oh, you saw it in the theater. Okay.
Oh, I loved it. Yeah, no, it's a great
So even
film.
if you're not like a poker diehard, it's a great movie, right?
Doesn't matter.
And then I will go with give me Elf.
Damn it.
Yeah, that's a great one. That's on my list.
Give me Elf.
Damn
That's
it.
another good one. Will Ferrell has a bunch of stuff that was...
Apparently, Will Ferrell shot it down. Like there was a plan to do an Elf sequel.
Yep.
And Will Ferrell of all people was like, "I'm good. I don't need to.
Yep.
I don't need to dress up as Elf anymore." And now we're back to Judd here for your.
Yeah.
Wow.
So I'm not picking this, but the most interesting, or one of the most interesting what ifs on a sequel was actually Forrest Gump, because Forrest Gump, they were going to start production or work on Forrest Gump 2 on September 11th, 2001.
Wow.
And then it happened, and they're like, "Okay, we're out. Like, there's no way we can do this."
Holy cow! I almost feel like that would have been like 9/11 tied into, but you couldn't make a movie.
It was
with
too soon
9/11
to
as a
actually,
theme.
like, now
Yeah.
you could probably do
You
it,
could do
but
it
they
now,
were going to
yeah.
they were starting something. It was definitely going to be a go, and then they're like, "We can't do it." So,
Wow.
boy, I've got a movie I really like here, but it's not going to be popular enough to move the chain. Do I even care about that? But I've got another film that might move the chain a little bit, and I actually think, or I liked a lot. Okay, I am going to go with that one. Ryan Gosling, Russell Crowe. Give me The Nice Guys 2.
Judd's gonna destroy us.
The Nice Guys was a fun film.
a
I
good
really
movie.
liked The Nice Guys, and it was very open to a sequel.
Yeah, this is a strong roster here.
Judd's
The one I didn't pick was Rushmore, which I love.
Okay.
And the story of Max could have been continued, but The Nice Guys is probably more of a true sequel type of film.
So it's ECC says Declan watching the three-peats slip away with each Judd pick.
Oh my God, just an incredible showing.
Judd is cooking. Oh yeah.
Yep. I'm coming through here.
All right, Dex, Mr. Irrelevant here, the final pick.
Oh God, this is tough.
Wes Anderson. Love Wes
I'll be honest. Well, number one, 3 of my big board got sniped.
Elf. Wedding
Elf
Crashers.
was on there. School of Rock was on there.
Step Bros.
Step Brothers was going to be my number one pick.
Titanic.
Titanic 2 is so good. I would love to know what the
Pearl
hell,
Harbor.
what that would be. Oh, God, that's
Pearl
that
Harbor,
almost.
too.
Well, I would even say it's overrated because I think people know how like obnoxiously bad
It's a rom-com. It's more of a rom-com than like a historical. But Titanic is more of, it's not like a rom-com. They're both kind of similar. It's like, here's this major historical event that we're using to get people into the theaters.
To launch the...
But it's more of like a love story.
Yeah.
You know?
Okay. I'm gonna take another. I'm gonna take another serious film, because I love the first one. I would love another. Do you guys ever see I Am Legend? with Will Smith?
Yeah, dude. This is a great pick. It's not gonna win you this probably,
No.
but like, that's a
I'm
great
just gonna
movie.
take it. It's one of my all-time favorite films. To be honest, it's a tough rewatch. Not because it's not good. It's just it's like heartbreaking, and it's the dog
is.
scene. If anyone knows
Oh,
what I'm
dude,
talking
can't
about,
do it.
I
Yep.
don't. And now that I have it, I don't think I can. I don't think I can rewatch the film. But I will say I would love a sequel or like a prequel of like what led again to the acts of
Dogs.
him being the only person alive basically in the world, or one of them. So,
Spoiler alert. So here's the rosters. Declan winds up with Superbad, with Django Unchained, and I Am a Legend. I wind up with Wedding Crashers, Elf, and Rounders. And Judd with Step Brothers, School of Rock, and The Nice Guys. The voting will be officially on the Score North Twitter or X account. And you can vote for your favorite roster.
Thought about taking this. Aaron Ruff says
Crazy
Crazy
Stupid
Stupid
Love.
Love. I just don't know. Again, I don't know what a sequel would look like, though. That's where I'd have a tough time with it.
Yeah, it's a great movie.
So good.
I don't know that there is. Well, there might not be a story for many of these. Like, what's the story for Superbad? What's the story for Elf?
I think we laid it out. I think we should be associate producers on the sequel. Like I think we laid out some of the stuff.
Elf, though, you could have easily done one.
People are demanding that Barney Zolgad makes an appearance on the show before we say goodbye.
Do you want to see him?
I mean,
See him.
people
he's
in the
right
comments
here.
would love to see him. Yeah.
Hold on.
Who's a good boy?
Come here, Barnstormer.
Dude, some of these comments.
Fans want to see you. Your popularity
Schindler's
is
List too. My God, dude. Who's a good boy? There he is. Does he always just kind of have that same arms out, looking up at the
Oh,
ceiling?
he's looking now, though. See, you're on.
Hey, Barney.
Barney,
Don't
you
look
got
as
any
drugged
takes?
up as he did the last time. Yeah.
Well, he was new. It was his first day. Now he's comfortable. He hears my takes.
Is he sleeping in the bed with you guys?
Sleeps. Well, he's supposed to be kenneled, but he's not doing.
Yeah,
he's
good
not.
luck.
I'm not kenneling a dog.
Do you worry about rolling over on him? Like he's so tiny.
But he's a point guard.
He's shifty.
He can move. Once he's older, that
will
could
be
be
a
a problem.
problem?
Like when
If you
he's
can't
Mike
hear them
Conley's age,
barking for help as you're crushing
that could
their
be a
bones.
problem.
Yeah.
But he's fine right now. But I mean, he's got takes for days now. He loves sports.
Oh, we got to get a Super Bowl here before Barney. You know, Barney's 5, so Barney's got a few years here.
Yeah, he's got some time left.
Maya's 6.
Stella's old. Stella's like 14. So.
And Stella's good with the brother. She's all right with him.
Yeah, you know what? She was very upset that I did the 2-hour twin show, so she barked incessantly, and I had to mute a lot. But as long as I record in the morning, she's ordinarily okay. Like she gets that.
Okay.
And we still haven't heard a bark. No bark from the Barnstormer.
No, he has started to bark.
Oh.
He's got a playpen. If I put him in the playpen, he starts to bark now. But
so he's already like get me out of here.
Yeah,
Hey.
and he likes to be on the couch, but he can't jump off the couch. So he just goes on the couch. But I mean, he likes the show now. So although he did say the Sounders,
He thinks they're a little obnoxious. Yeah.
Are you tired of the Sounders?
He thinks we should
No,
scale
are
back
you
a little
tired of
bit.
The Sounders?
Judd's Camp Notes. Yeah, we can scale them back. More camp notes over the weekend here. Dex will have vent line, and then next week we got a night practice on Monday. The first night practice. We got more padded clashing here, so plenty more to come here. Purple Daily, where we just want the Vikings to win a Super Bowl before Barney dies.